Welcome, food travelers. I'm Micah.
And I'm Simon.
In this episode, we're sharing our experience going to Tamsui of Taiwan. Tamsui is a place that is kind of like the Fisherman's Wharf of Taipei. And before we start this video, if you haven't subscribed already, please do that now. And also like this video. So moving along in Tamsui, kind of like the Fisherman's Wharf, it's the most northern stop of the red line of the MRT, and it's about, I would say, an hour from Taipei 101 if you're going by train. I'm not exactly sure how long it would take by car, probably like 30 minutes or 40 minutes. It's pretty far up north. Starting off here, after you get off the train, and you're kind of in this old part of town. They call this the old city, and it's kind of along the pier and along the sides of the street, and there's a lot of different vendors that are trying to sell stuff to you, and in a way it kind of feels like the daytime night market scene. And there's a whole bunch of stuff you can try out and see, and one of the vendors I stopped here in this video is buying this sugar, I guess like a sugar candy thing. I'm not exactly sure how to describe it. It's just very sweet.
So what was in the like, what would you compare it to in terms of like a US candy? Is it kind of like a sweet version of like a sweet tart? Is it the same texture as that, or is it something a little more moist? Or
yeah, I would not say it's anything similar to what I've had in the US. It's very flaky for one, and then it kind of just breaks apart the moment you bite into it, and it's just sugar. It's like eating a sugar a piece of hard sugar candy. I don't know any other way to describe it. Yeah, there's nothing that we have here in the US. So some of the other vendors that they have here, like the corn that you kind of see in even in the US fairs, where they have those roasted corn and everyone's just really enjoying them. And they also have these cotton candies that are kind of interesting. They have it shaped of like different animals, like dogs and cats. But as you see here, there's a lot of people. I came here on a Sunday, and I guess because it's Sunday, everybody has a day off, so you see a lot of families out there, and just kind of spending family time together, which is nice to see.
It definitely looks more busy than when I was there. When I was there, unfortunately, it was raining pretty hard, so I think a lot of people kind of just ended up going to somewhere indoors or not coming out at all. So when I was there, it was not busy. One of the things I really do remember the most, though, was there was and we talked about this before, was this drink that I had. It's a red plum, kind of like a sour juice. And of course, with anything that doesn't taste great, or at least in my opinion, it didn't taste great, people always say it's really good for your health. And so that's why I drank it, because they said it's very good for my health and I needed to try it. But it wasn't great, but there's a dried plum candy, Asian candies, that you can pretty much find in any Asian grocery store in the US. But the candies I like, but this drink was like, I didn't like it, which is kind of odd. But yeah.
Yeah, that drink that you're describing is something that my dad really enjoys. I know he will often go to a grocery store and buy like a few liters of it at a time, and he's like, "Hey, you want to try some? I just got this drink." I'm like, "No, I'm good. I'm good."
Yeah, it's not a favorite of mine.
Yeah, it's definitely not one of my favorites. And yeah, so some of the other items that I saw here was they had this Cantonese style restaurant, and I shared some of the pictures on the video, and one of them was this like a pineapple bun. They made it with butter inside, and it was not the best. Usually when it's coming out fresh, they're usually really good and tasty, especially in Hong Kong. That's what they're famous for. But yeah, unfortunately, since it's in Taiwan, it's just part of the street vendors. It was not that great. One thing I thought was kind of interesting was seeing this Turkish ice cream stall. You often see videos of them like kind of playing tricks on people or playing tricks on kids, like giving them the cone and then taking it away. Have you seen any of that in Cambodia, Simon?
No, nothing like that. I've seen other videos of people doing that though, and I don't remember what video I saw, but there was a video I saw where they said that Turkish ice cream isn't like normal regular ice cream, like it doesn't melt or something like that. I don't remember for sure, but I know there's something a little special to it that's not usual.
Yeah, so some of the other key items I wanted to mention here is they do have this ferry that goes across the river to Bali, where it's kind of similar to Tamsui as well, but it's a lot less touristy. So a lot of locals like to take that ferry, and it's pretty inexpensive. And they have this church here. This church is, I believe it was, from what I read, originally built in 1629 by the Spanish, and then eventually it was leased out to the British for about 100 years, and then now it's pretty much just like a local church that people go to, or like a tourist spot that people take pictures with.
That kind of sort of reminded me of when we were in Hong Kong and we headed over to Macau, and there's that famous wall. I don't think it was a church, I don't really remember, but I don't know, when you spoke about that story, that just kind of popped in my head.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, that famous wall. I don't quite remember what's the history behind it, but I know everybody goes there and get a picture of it every single time. And speaking of Macau, they have like the best Portuguese egg tarts that you can get.
Yeah, I agree. I have not found an egg tart as good as the one that was there.
But speaking of egg tarts, or Portuguese egg tarts, something you can try if you are in Taiwan is go to a KFC. They actually do sell those Portuguese egg tarts, and they're pretty inexpensive, and they do have like that flaky shell on the outside, and it's really hot in the center, so they do make it really fresh, and you can't burn your tongue, so be careful with that.
So it looks like you spent a good amount of time there. I think when I was there, I ended up spending maybe 6 hours or so. How long were you there for?
I was there for probably a similar amount of time. So one thing very popular with Tamsui is the famous sunset. A lot of people who come here, they like to take pictures or just come here for that sunset. So I think I stayed there for close to sunset time, but as you see in the video, it's very cloudy, very gloomy out, so no sun could be seen. So I think I left right before dinner time.
Well, at least it didn't rain. That was the good part for you guys. It means you can actually go out and kind of observe everything. It'd be one thing, like, when I was there, it wasn't even a light rain. It came down pretty good, so nobody really wanted to walk around or do much. But since I was just there for that short time, you know, the people that were kind of showing me around, they were, you know, they just kind of continued because they didn't want me to miss it, since I wouldn't be there for another day.
Yeah, so overall, if you are in Taiwan and you're looking for a place to walk around and something just during the daytime with a lot of different restaurants and foods to try out, come check out Tamsui. It's on the red line all the way to the end of the line. Very great place to check out if you're with your friends and family. And to wrap up the episode are the notables. Unfortunately for this one, there are none.
If you've enjoyed the content you've seen, don't forget to support the channel and hit like and subscribe. And if you want to see additional pictures of food and our travels, go over to our Instagram page and follow us there. And thanks for watching.